Families are dictatorships. I am writing this article to address some misconceptions in regards to how many people run their families. One should not exert control over someone else irrespective whether they are blood related to you. Instead, you should allow everyone to do what makes them happy instead of living through them and subsequently making them unhappy and miserable. Additionally, people say families should stick together. I say it depends which family you are talking about and if the individuals involved are not toxic and manipulative. If your family are toxic, you shouldn't be bounded to them for the rest of your life or be manipulated to feel guilty for doing so. Once again, there's a consciousness problem among the general population. That's why we see sadistic parasitical psychopaths using and abusing others at will and blaming the victim that they're the ones abusing others, but in reality, it's the other way round. This is this Yaldabaoth consciousness which has attached itself to those that are under its influence without them knowing. This state of consciousness is highly manipulative and wishes to maximize as much disharmony and conflict among others as much as possible to feed the astral demons. If you are surrounded by family members who are under this demonic influence, then you should get away from them at once, as they will only cause trouble and suffering towards you. However, for many people can't leave their families because they are financially dependent on them, so they have to play along and bite their tongue to keep the peace, so their toxic family doesn't throw them on the street and obliterate their life. This gives the controllers within the family a position of authority to do whatever they like, as the victim is not able to do anything about it, as if they say something or do something then they are out on the street. This heartless manipulative technique used by people within their families acts sincere when they are really insincere. For example, in domestic situations the police are going to believe the woman over the man 9 times out of 10. This is problematic if you care about justice, because the mediator should remain impartial and unbiased, not believe someone based on their gender. The reason why I'm highlighting this is because men are not the only evil ones. There are a lot of women who are just as evil. This idea that men are inherently evil, and women are innocent little women that can do no wrong, is absolutely false and misguided. A lot of female manipulators rely on this assumption to get away with it without being held accountable for their actions. Crying is a massive manipulation tactic used to get what the manipulators want. When you see someone cry, you automatically feel sorry for them, and you generally sympathize with their version of events even though it may not be true. Moreover, if another person tells you a different version of events, you are less likely to believe them, as they are not in an emotional state. This shows you the power of this technique to manipulate your targets to get a desired reaction which benefits you. One must not be influenced by any emotional reaction that a potential manipulator gives you. This is because if you are telling the truth, then there is no need to use covert emotional manipulation. Is there? Among many families, limiting possibility is a common theme in terms of life choices. What do I mean by this? Many parents tell their children that they can't do something not because they can't do it, rather the parent doesn't want their child doing it because of selfishness from the parents. The more you limit possibility, the less synchronicity there will be in your life, which is perfect for Yaldabaoth. However, the less you limit possibility, the more synchronicity there will be in your life, which this demonic force abhors. Don't allow your parents or anyone else for that matter to impose their will on you, because if you do, that means you have given your power away to someone else to dictate your life. In conclusion, to consolidate all the main talking points in this final paragraph, I will end by saying this: just because you are biologically related to someone doesn't mean you owe them. Lastly, parents, don't make your household a dictatorship, as the prime motivation for a parent should be trying to do everything you can to make your child happy, not the other way around, where you use the child to make yourself happy at the expense of the child's happiness. You chose to have children, they didn't choose to be born. You owe them everything and they owe you nothing, not vice versa like some parents. They are not your slave. Stop praising that which enslaves you.